Hello. Hi, everyone. Monique here, Silver Paw Studio and which hand? ProPetPhotog.com. And welcome to the monthly Q&A, AMA, however you want to say that, for pet photography here on YouTube. That's once a month. So I had to change it up a little bit because I had a lot of client meetings yesterday. Normally it's on about Monday afternoon-ish. I'm mountain time here in lovely Colorado where we're getting rain, which is odd but wonderful. So, how are you all doing? This is a great. Great. I love doing these. I love seeing you and saying hi and answering your questions. Patty's in the house. Patty is here. A little worried, but here. Okay. Thank you, Patty. So glad you're here. Yay. So, before we get going too much and everyone kind of rolls on in and get your questions ready, a couple of things I want you to know about right off the bat, especially replay viewers who don't know me. There's a whole bunch of places you can find even more information. Over on propetphotog.com, I have all kinds of resources. I have courses, some free, some paid. I have Canva templates. I have, oh gosh, I can't remember now, a whole bunch of ways that you can get more resources about pet photography. You can even sign up for a one-to-one with me. I did one this morning. It was wonderful. It's just a Zoom call that I record and you can watch later. I take notes. It's fantastic. Here's our Facebook group. We have a private Facebook group and you are welcome to join us there. We have a lot of great conversations in there. Instagram. Maybe you saw I actually posted a story today saying that I was going to go live. So sometimes I post on Instagram. I have a podcast. So the Pro Pet Photog podcast, I do 10 episode series. So seasons, 10 episode seasons. So season 1 is now over. And so in April, I'll start up season 2. That goes live every Monday morning. Oh, here's my email. You can email me as well. Yeah. So that's it for all the banners and things I want you to know. We will show those again later if it's scrolled past way too fast. But I want to make sure that you saw that, especially if you're on the replay. Okay, Heather is also here. Hello, Heather. Hi, how's the weather there? DG's here. DG, do you have sunshine? Let's see. Patty, wedding photographer friend, had his Lightroom catalog corrupted, but he has the XMP sidecar turned on, so didn't lose his edits. Do you turn on the XMP sidecar? I don't remember. It's been so long since I set up Lightroom that I don't remember. But that is a great reminder. I'll leave that up on the screen for a minute for people. And basically that just means, correct me if I'm wrong, Patty, it means that your edits are stored separately from the actual image. So yes, if the image files are corrupted, you still have the edits. So if you say you have a backup the image, you can pull them in and apply the edits again. So if I have that right, I'm pretty sure I do. I don't remember if I have my sidecars on though. And I don't even remember how much more storage that takes in Lightroom, if any. It might just be something you do when you set it up. So thank you for that, Patty. I'm sorry that your friend's files were corrupted, though. Oof, that is a hard day. That is a really hard day. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but like I said, it's rainy here and it's cold, and I have coffee with chai. I'll be up late. Let's just say that. That's okay. I have some pictures to edit, right? Videos to edit. I have a lot to do. Yeah. Oh, the one banner I didn't pull up was, oh, I don't have it in here anymore. Yeah. If any of you want to see my wildlife and nature photography videos with my husband, that is over on Cattail Chronicles YouTube channel. And that is where I've put a lot of my gear videos. So I'll do my gear that pertains specifically to pet photography still here on this channel. But anything else like the golden eagles, bald eagles, any kind of nature and stuff that goes now on the Cattail Chronicles site. So that's something my husband and I have created. So there you go. And let's see, Patty. Oh, she didn't lose it. Yeah. Okay, good. So she had the actual photo somewhere. Perfect. What VPN do you use? I don't have a VPN. I don't think I have one. Steve sets up a lot of our internet-y stuff, and I think I don't have I just use, fiber optic cable. Is that what you mean? I've seen a lot of ads for VPNs, but I don't think I have one. Is that terrible? Patty. Oh, it is a smile file that keeps the edits. Okay, great. Yeah, I had it right. Yay. Yeah. I have seen DG a lot of ads for VPNs, but I haven't really needed one yet. So, yeah, let me know if I'm missing something. I don't know. How are you all doing? I meant to write some notes to talk to you today, and my page is blank. I do have a video that my editor Katie just sent me that's pre-edited. Finally, after 3 years, went to a fundraising gala this weekend for the big Animal Friends Alliance I do a ton of work with. It's been 3 years since they've had an in-person gala, and it's the first gala they've had since the dog and the cat rescue merged. And so, oh my gosh, it was so great. And I was the person with the photo booth out in the corner near registration. It's pretty lobby. And so they let me film a video of the setup of it, and I'm telling you about the different things I bring, and a little bit of time lapse of the actual photos and show you the venue. So I'm excited to share that. That's this Friday's video, back at the gala. So if a lot of you maybe are considering, okay, if I do photos at a gala, what are the options? And so now you'll know, because it's getting to be gala season, as I call it, gala season. And it goes through fall. Like in our area, it might be different other places. I don't know. Gala season's about March, April. And then again in the fall, like September-ish. A lot of the nonprofits, not just pets, but that's when they have those. So coffee. Yeah. So that's the video coming out Friday, and I just speedily watched the preview of that. Woohoo! Should be good. Hello, Carrie, Northern Alberta. Just finished building shelter photo. Oh, you did? Awesome. Use white vinyl for the backdrop. Cleans up nicely. Very cool. Yeah, and it's probably like a little quieter, right? So sometimes my Translim, it's that stiff plastic, and so it can be a little bit loud. So vinyl sounds like it's just got a little bit of the squish. And so if I'm thinking of like floor vinyl, that kind of thing, it's kind of nicer. So yay. How is it working out for you? So you've used it, I'm thinking. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Cleans up nicely. So if you've cleaned it up, you've probably used it. Tell me what you think about it. Yay. I'm so happy. I know a lot of people have seen that video, so I'm really glad it could help. I love my little table. I built two. My original, my OG table from years and years ago, I donated that to the shelter. And then the new one from the video I posted in the fall, I carry that now. It's a little lighter weight, and the shelter just has it in one of their admin rooms. And so, like when we had the gala this weekend, they were able to photograph all of I believe, I think they didn't ask me to do it, all of the auction items. So, all the art pieces and things like that, they could just set that up and take the pictures themselves, like with a phone or something. They don't need someone to come in and do those necessarily. So, it's nice for the shelter to just have one there too for a variety of projects. Vinyl from the fabric shop. Ooh, now I wanna go to the fabric store. Nice, yeah. There's so many options, aren't there? Yeah, love that little table. I am taking it to a client next week, and I photographed one of her kittens when he was a kitten, and then she's gotten a second kitty, but this kitty, she said, is more skittish. So I'm having Frank come with me because kitties love Frank. And so sometimes on a cat set, it's the fewer people, the better, right? But I talked to the client about it, and I said, well, Frank is so good with the kitties. Um, I would love for him to at least try. We'll take 2 cars. So if she is more stressed out by an extra person being there, I said, okay, Frank, you'll just have to kind of go home, I guess. So he's prepared. But yeah, I take that table to clients' houses too. And I have a black fabric backdrop I put on there, and she'll look really pretty, a little torty kitty. Had to triangulate the upright with a support. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, the vinyl can be a little heavier, huh? Okay, good idea. Yeah. Patty, your shelter is more concerned about the local news pub. I know. Oh my gosh. Yes. So that's really crazy, Patty. Um, I don't why would they even do that? You know what I mean? So what Patty's talking about is a picture she took of a shelter animal with a sensitive story. Somehow her local news organization found out about it and took one of the pictures from the shelter's website and just used it. They made a whole article about it in the newspaper without asking the photographer or the shelter and just did it. And they are so livid. And what happens is once those are published and they're sent off to AP, like they just repost it everywhere and nobody ever modifies. They never send out a, oh, we got it wrong or oops, sorry. They don't ever take them down ever. It's terrible. I'm sorry, Patty. That's awful. Yeah. Ooh, the black vinyl too. That's a good idea because that would clean up pretty good and not have, the wrinkles. Maybe I should look for that before that session. I just wanted to match her other kitty, and she's gonna get, like, a pretty vase of flowers to go with it too. We'll see how that goes. It went fine with the other kitty, shockingly, honestly. Yeah. Let's see. What have we done on YouTube lately that anyone would have any questions about? We are just about to go into Q2 of the year. So we're wrapping up Q1 for any of you tracking that. Wrapping up Q1. I'd love to hear how Q1 of this year has gone for you. This can tend to be kind of the quieter time of year. So maybe how do you augment your work during that time? I'll tell you what I've been doing. You've probably seen it if you follow my Silver Paw Studio Instagram or Facebook. I've posted a lot about the project I'm working on. So that is really filling my books. So let's see. I'm looking at my other screen over here. We have gone over other pet photography business models. So I've interviewed a couple people here on the channel, but it got me so intrigued with what other ways can we actually run our pet photography business different than we think is kind of the standard. So I love that. If you have questions on that, um, I did the don't be a pet photographer. You all here kind of get it, but I felt it was worth saying. Themes, all my different theme ideas that I've done with that table and beyond. Talking about my journey of self-employment, gigs I've been hired for. So I'm trying to add a lot of business content for you. I hope you're liking that. As we get into the year, I do have clients that I think maybe they'll let me video their session. Like I had a consult yesterday and I said, you might be a really good candidate for a YouTube video behind the scenes if you're okay with it. So she's got to get buy-in from her husband. But I will be doing more and more behind the scenes actual photography too. But I want to get more of the business stuff out there because I just don't feel like there's as much. So let me know about that. Patty, they lied about the shelter and the dog. Oh, they did take down the picture? Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh, good. That's so terrible. And yeah, why, people? Why? Gosh. It was good. I had the images watermarked and your copyright info embedded. Yep, good idea. You can have just Lightroom automatically do some of that. Am I missing some of this? No, I've got it. We were a couple portrait studio before COVID, decided to move outdoors for safety reasons. Clients now are canine, equine, feline. Oh, okay. So you were doing like engagement type photos, that kind of thing, and just people photography. Not just, I mean, that's a whole thing, right? That's interesting, the switch over. Yeah. So can you not do people photography outside or you're just not like advertising it as much? Yeah, so let me know. Let me know, you all that are here. Are you enjoying the business and the more philosophical business topics? I have like hard business topics and more philosophical business topics. Are you liking those kind of things? Like I did the pricing video earlier in the year, how to price your studio products and your studio. last year I did my whole marketing course, which is still there at Pro Pet Photog, trying to do some of these nuts and bolts, but then more philosophical things like the idea if you're considering being a pet photographer, you may not want to if this and that. I know that doesn't apply to all you here, but how are you thinking about those? I love doing them. If there's anything in particular you want to see me put in these videos to cover, let me know. I'm thinking there was something else I had in mind too. Well, I always have something in mind. Let's be real. I always have ideas for content. You like the pricing one? Yeah. I'm thinking I might make a community post with the recipe for the spice mix I put on the potatoes. So I think I'm gonna do that. That's funny. Carrie says, "Oh yeah, I already read that. Okay, cool. It just looks a lot bigger when I see it on the side." What's another one? Oh, I'm gonna film this pretty soon, but then it rained, which is again weird. I'm gonna do a video. So I had a session a couple of weeks ago, and I hadn't been to this location before. And I knew the dogs, like one dog is very new to them, one's a little bit older. It would be a little more difficult to get them all posed. We had to change their session because of snow, and Frank couldn't make it. And it turns out it was like this location that's really pretty, but there was no place I could safely put my light. And there were two black dogs. Half the session was in bright sunlight, half was in like the clouds just rolled in, and it was like I had to pump my ISO. So I'm going to do a whole video on, I'm not going to go probably back to that same location, but how I scout out a location. If I've never been there before, this is what I'm looking for. And I have like a little formula. So I'll be filming that pretty soon as well. So a little bit more on the practical side. Yes, we combine the pet owners know if their pets. Oh, snow is melting and bookings are back. Pricing packages are still a work in progress. Yeah. 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 It's really great, Carrie, that you have that experience with people too. I just love including the people with their pets. Like everybody says, they're part of the family. So I personally like doing that. I know a lot of people are very good at like we're dogs and they're very devoted to that, which is awesome too, or cats or horses. But I think every once in a while, people want to step into and be with their pet. So that's really awesome. Yeah, snow. And let's see, it's almost April here, which means we still have a month that we could get a good dumping of snow. So my paws are crossed that doesn't happen. But so far, I only have 2 April sessions booked, and one of them, I said, "If it snows, are you down to do the session in the snow?" And she said, "Sure." So, there's this one park that has this row of trees that have white flowers on them, white flowering trees. Can you imagine that with the white flowering trees, maybe snow on the ground and a blue sky? I don't know. I think, I think that was so pretty. Yes. We got a wagon too. Yes. Yeah. I love it. I love my wagon so much. That park I was just saying I'd never been to with that session, it was over a river. And so there was this huge bridge. So you like had to pull my wagon all the way up and over the bridge and down the path and then down to the river. So it was so great to have that because I put my stuff in it, but also let the clients put their things in it. I've even had little clients' kids in there. So whenever I have a client with little kids, I just wear my backpack of gear and say, "Hop in the wagon if you want." And they just love that. I keep wanting to put like a puppy in the wagon too if it sets up just right. Haven't really had a lot of chance for that, but or I forget. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. Um, one more thing about the wagon. Oh gosh, what was I gonna say? My car, when I had to replace my car last year, I replaced my car around my wagon and all of my photography gear. I looked at it, I was like, "Can I fit my wagon in the back hatch of this car?" That's how much I love my wagon. Yay. Okay, scouting locations. Good, because I have a really cool formula that's very simple. And I realized at this location, this is what I do every single time. So there's always going to be a moment where you're going to a place that you've never been, but you're like, I know there's backgrounds and there's places to use here, but how do I judge which spot to shoot in? So I'm excited actually for that video. It'll be pretty. I found a place I think I want to go to do that. So We'll see. We'll see. I could go back to that water park too. It's a pretty busy place. Um, I don't know, but that's coming up. That's coming up soon. And I have a whole bunch. Ugh, let me move my chair. Ugh. We just got back from Nebraska. We went out to see the sandhill crane migration, thousands of those, and we saw some prairie chickens. So I've got a ton, like thousands, thousands of pictures and a whole bunch of footage to edit for the other YouTube channel. But that is kind of going on the back burner a little bit. I'm a little ahead on that channel, just because I have, client photos to edit, which is amazing. So I just finished up editing a session right before I went live so I can have their sales meeting. Hopefully, well, it's already Tuesday, maybe this week or next. That'd be great. Another client, I just have to build her album now. So I got a little bit of that to wrap up. All the gala images are done though, and I sent them off to everybody. So that's done. What else? Oh, I do have some ideas on the board. Some people think that a video on all the different apps that I use. So I might do that. And my process and organization. I still have not done my video on what I think about contests. I took some stuff to the studio and I was going to record it and I just completely ran out of time. I just had too much to do before my trip. So contests and competitions. So I have some strong opinions about contests and competitions, as you all know, and that is still on the board to do in the next few weeks. How I choose a job. So if an interesting or out of the blue kind of job opportunity comes along, I have like 3 tick boxes that I will take this job if it fulfills at least one of these 3 things. And so I'm going to make a kind of a video on that too, because I think that's super important. When I heard somebody else say something similar about that, like 5 or 8 years ago, I thought, ding, 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 that is perfect. Because sometimes don't you, especially when you're in the beginning, someone says, oh, can you do this for me? And it's a little outside of what you would normally do, but it has to fulfill stuff for you. So I'm going to do that video. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm getting excited about it. So I'm looking at my whiteboard right now. Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff. So let me know if there's anything else. Oh, and of course, my series with Frank. So Frank and I are going to set up a fake planning meeting, a consult. So, and I'm going to run it exactly as if he was a client walking to my studio for the first time. Here's what I do in a consult. And I saw a wedding photographer do this a few months ago, and it was just fascinating. So I'm going to do that, and maybe a couple more, like a little client interaction series that I've staged with Frank. Yeah. Okay. Our biggest problem with the doggy walking trails here is that pet owners do not leash their beasts. So often our sessions are photobombed by big dogs causing havoc. No, oh my gosh. That is a tough one. That is really tough. Yeah, because we have pretty strict leash laws here in Colorado too, but there's always one person who's like, but my dog is so friendly. And I'm like, my dog's not. So back off, buddy. So what I do to combat that is go on a weekday or a time that's not as busy. So some of the bigger parks, the bigger walking trails around here, they're just flooded with people on the weekends. And especially when we first start going in spring when the snow is melting. So pick a day that is less traffic. Usually for me, that's weekdays or an early morning session. So maybe you're just getting those people on a jog. Or just kind of like go to find some kind of offbeat trail that not as many people use. And so those are kind of the ways I combat that. And then also I tell my clients right away, I say, I allot this much time for our session. However, since we've chosen this park and we have to go at this time, we will likely be interrupted at some point by either someone walking past and, oh, what are you doing? And I try to like get people to keep going. And in like not a super bossy way, but a little bit like assertive. So I just say sometimes if it's a busy trail, we're going to step off the trail. People are going to go. We're going to step back on the trail for photos. So that might take twice as long. So some of the really busy parks, especially in the fall, my goodness. So I try to also let my clients know, hey, there is a possibility there could be an off-leash dog here. Let's make a plan for that. So let people know that for sure. That's a rough one though. And every town has it, right? Bah. Yep. That's kind of what I'm thinking too, Patty. Competition can be helpful or they can be harmful. I really think so. So I've actually already written all of my notes for that, and I just I haven't filmed it yet. So I do. I have a pros and cons, and if you decide to do it, maybe you could approach it this way. Why are you even entering? So take an inventory of why you think you need to do this. Um, yeah. So I have a lot of good points. I think I'm not going to like totally trash them, but I do have strong feelings. I don't think we should just like willy nilly put all of our photos in a contest. There's some safer ones and some not as safe ones. You know, I don't want to take over the whole broadcast with that, but Patty, you know what I'm talking about because you're in the Facebook group. So we've talked about this in the Facebook group. Okay. We're halfway point, so I just wanna go through my links one more time. Lots more information over at propetphotog.com. Here's our Facebook group. You can get to us that way. I believe there's a link on Propet Photog too. Instagram, I'm on the gram. There's a podcast. We do 10 episode seasons, so we're in between season 1 and 2 right now. Here's my direct email if you have questions for me. All right. So I feel good that we went over all of that again. And oh, I can take that off. Let me go back to my banners and here we go. Okay. So I don't have any questions coming in right now. Let me know if I'm too close or far from the microphone as well. My project for the year is that a book project. So if any of you went to, I think it was the Hair of the Dog Summit back in the fall, there was Kirsty or Caitlin from Australia, and she does a lot of teaching, like a lot. And she has the whole book project process just down pat. So she's got the Tales of Melbourne, Tales of Australia, whatever it is. So Tales of trademark. And so I'm not part of the Tales of series, but I've got the course and I've been working through it for about 4 months now. And my registrations for the book close Thursday, and I am probably 80% full of my registrations, which is fantastic. So, what I love about this book project, so what happens is I am allowing about 30 up to 40 dogs in this coffee table book. And I will be photographing them from now until early to um, mid-August is the timeline, so I'm working backwards on my timeline here. So all the photos happen during that time, and it's basically like a regular session, but only the dog pictures go in the book, and people don't have to buy the book if they don't want to. They could just have their dog in the book. So registration fees, half of that goes to a charity, and I've chosen 2 rescues around here, so I'm splitting the charity proceeds. So half the registration cost goes to them. I'm gonna have a sponsorship part for pet-centered businesses specifically in the back. So that whole piece will go to the shelters, and 5% of any sales after the fact will also go to shelters. So as I do these sessions, they'll be like regular sessions. It's just a little less cost for people initially for the registration. And so, yeah, we'll just do the regular session. I've picked some iconic locations in our county, our area, Northern Colorado. Excuse me. And yeah, I'm just kind of moving down the list. I think I don't know, I put the list. It's in the other room. I have a list of all the different iconic places I want to photograph dogs, and there's several people that have already booked those iconic locations. So I kind of know some locations. We're planning out the sessions now. I've done one session already, and then I'll just go through my regular sales process. We're doing consultations like I normally would. We're doing the sales process like I normally would. Same exact products I normally would. I'm not making special packages for this, although some people do. And then at the end of the year, I'm also doing pre-sales of the book. So if people pre-buy the book too, it's a 25% off. And then after like August, it'll be full price. And then that'll give me September to design the book and October to get the galley copy in, and then get the main order of books. I think at least, oh, probably 8 people have pre-ordered the book. And then I want to have a book launch party the second weekend of November. So I believe I can do this whole thing in that much time. And what's nice is each dog gets a two-page layout, a full layout. And so even if family has two dogs, each dog has a layout. So that's pretty nice. That'll fill the book nicely. So since I have quite an extensive email list, and the shelters are very supportive, I've almost filled the book, so I'm very excited. I won't have to have a second run of registrations. How do I know how many books to print? Oh, okay. So what I'm doing is as people register their dogs, they have the option to pre-order. And so once this pre-orders and registrations are closed on Thursday, next week, I have like a little timeline. Next week, I'll start talking about business sponsorships and probably do that for about a month. And then after that, probably through the summer, I'll be letting everybody pre-order the book too. I don't know when the 25% off cutoff is going to be. And so anyone who's pre-ordered it, I'll buy those. And then I think I'm gonna have, like, 10 extras at the studio for the book launch party in November. I so far, I've already had one person say, "Hey, this is gonna be my family's Christmas present." So she didn't pre-order all of them yet. She's like, since it's a fundraiser, I'll just wait and buy them at full price, once it's designed and everything." So I'm gonna have to order probably at least 10 more, and I'm doing them through just Blurb. I've heard good things about them. So they're not cheap though. So it's not cheap to do this self-publishing bit. But I've done some other types of books before, so I think it'll be okay, but I don't think I wanna get more than, like, 10, maybe 20. If any of those business sponsorships say, "Hey, they wanna buy a couple to have in their lobby," they can do that too. So that'll be like an ongoing conversation, and I'll have to place everybody's order in October. A lot of that's covered in the class too, the course. It's pretty thorough. You're doing a book for your portfolio startup, but your way sounds so much more organized. Oh, Heather. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, um, what is the what's the book project called? It is I'm looking for my groups over here. Self-publishing for photographers. It is by yes, Caitlin J. McConnell. So, let me see if I can get to her website. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember what's her website called? Do y'all remember? Remember. Yeah. Um, oh yeah, she's the Pet Photographers Club. Duh. So they have a great podcast and they have like a club too. And so over in education, I believe is where the self-publishing for photographers. Yep. Okay. I'm just gonna pop this in the chat here. And if you're interested, you can take a look at it. What's also really great, this isn't really an ad for her, but she gives you an entire Google, like, I don't know how many 20-page document of like where you organize everything. And then there's also a spreadsheet that she's already got with the calculators in it. So if you wanted to build packages, she has a spreadsheet page for that to track all of your clients and what they order and what's part of the process they are. She's got that. She's got all different ways that you can um, promote the project. It's pretty darn thorough. It's still a lot of work though. So I have done this whole automation through my Honeybook account. So there's this and yeah, and my email. So I had like a temporary landing page for people to find out and pre-register um like a day before everyone else, which somebody did, some people did. So that was my landing page on ConvertKit, my email program. After that, though, everything moved to, let me see if I could share my screen here. I have so many tabs open. So I just want to show you the blog post that I've got. Um, Share screen. See if I can figure this out. Okay. So here's my blog that I wrote, and it's basically the landing page. Let me hide this. This is my landing page. Book registration is open. You can see I open it March 9th. It's only open for about 2.5 weeks. Um, the course recommends 2 weeks, but because Animal Friends Alliance had their huge gala, they couldn't really promote my book very much before the gala. So we kept it open. And so on here, all of the information. You can just go to Silver Paw Studio. It's the main blog post right now. Here's all the information, what it comes with, what it doesn't come with. Excuse me. And then when you click the register here button, it goes over to my Honeybook account. People fill out this quick form, and then that just jumpstarts them into the registration, which is several several pages. So that was kind of a big deal. I'm not going to lie, the processes took me a good 2, maybe 3 full entire days at the computer, because there's emails that you have to write, then you have to put them all in sequence, and you had to have friends check it to make sure it was working, and the invoicing and everything else had to be in there just right. But it's worked like a dream. I tell you, I'm in Nebraska, and then I just get this email, ding, somebody just registered, ding, somebody just registered and paid, like all the payments in there and everything. Yeah, it's so great. And it is a great way to build portfolio. And I can tell you too, one thing that's been really shocking to me is a number of people extremely excited to have their dog in a book, like a physical book. That, one gal yesterday, we were starting to get kind of teary because she's like, oh my gosh, my dogs are going to like live on forever in this book with all these other dogs about our community. She was just so grateful and ecstatic. Um, so I thought of it kind of that way, but I'm so into the weeds of all the system working out well that was really touching. So I'll have copies at my studio that aren't for sale that I just keep that I could show people. I love projects, so this is really, really working for me, even though it was a lot of back end work. I really love projects. I love being able to support these shelters and have all of these sessions lined out. And I have notes on like little check boxes. Do you think you'll want to buy any portraits? But you don't have to, like that. And everybody's like, no, I know I want to buy pictures too. And so the other thing is too, people know that this is quite a deal compared to my normal prices. So my session fee is $500 normally, with 200 of that going towards print and product credit. But the book registration is $120, and then $50 for every additional dog. So for $170, you can have 2 dogs photographed, and half of that goes to the shelter. There's no studio credit. It doesn't come with anything except for the chance to be in the book. But most people want to have a photo session anyway. So I've had a lot of feedback from people saying, oh gosh, I've wanted to do this for a super long time, and this seemed like a no-brainer. So people pay attention. It's just been really great. It's been really great. And I did a lot of prep through my email, because I send out an email every week. Just like you all get an email from me, I write another one to all of my clients. So there's like 450 people on that email list. And so I've been psyching them up for weeks, and then I'm sending out extra emails saying, hey, we're almost full. It's exciting. It's a lot of work, but it's really exciting. Yeah. Yay, you're welcome. Yes. Yeah, right. And this is going to be what I envision for the book. When we did the screen share, so you could see that is, here. Why is it showing my entire screen? I just want to show that one. Oh, well. Anyway, so here is the book cover. It's a mock-up of a client's dog. But so I picture this book cover with, obviously one of the dog photos that we take from these sessions. And then the inside, I'll take pictures of each location. So Horsetooth Reservoir, if you're on my Silver Paw Studio business Facebook page, you'll see last week I posted a video of Gil, who I photographed up at what's called Horsetooth Reservoir. And I took pictures of just the reservoir too. So they'll have beautiful images of each location, and then there'll be the spread of the dog, right? So every place will have an extra page for that. Then we're going to have a whole spread for each shelter and I'll have a whole spread for my studio. We'll have, an about page, and then we'll have the 2 or 3 pages, I'm not sure, in the back, depends on how many sponsors we have. Sponsors are just gonna be kind of like a listing with or without a logo. No photo shoots or anything for those, but it's a way for businesses to be involved as well. And so I really have this great vision of about a 100-page book. Yeah. Yeah, so it's gonna be about 100 pages. So consider that each dog gets a 2-page spread. So if I've got 30 dogs, there goes 60 pages. And then each location, so let's say there's only 20 locations. So not every single location will have a big sweeping vista, but a lot of them I want to. And then, say 4 pages for the rescue, or yeah, 4 pages, so 2 spreads each. So it kind of starts to add up when you really start to think about it. So that's something that she covers in the course as well, kind of what she thinks the sweet spot is, and I wanna say she said about 100. Now, some people, what they do with these book projects too is it's a 1 spread per family. So let's say someone has 2 dogs, like these 2 dogs here. So those 2 dogs would get 1 spread. So every family gets a spread. So if you have a ton of people that want to be in it, you could restrict it like that. So yeah, and I made my initial registration be about 30 dogs, and I'm thinking that's going to be kind of the sweet spot for me. If I get that last minute sprint of people, you know how that is. Like people are like, "Oh, I'll look at it later. Oh no, it's the last day. I better register." I have room for up to 40, I think. So I could squeeze in a couple more. And I have private messaged a few people like, "Hey, this is that project I was telling you about, and you haven't registered. I thought you wanted to be in on it." And they're like, "Oh yeah. Oh, I was gonna talk to my spouse." So I do have a couple of people that are like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." So it'll fill. It'll fill. Yeah. So the whole project just sounds amazing. And you're right, how they're like printing. It's so important to print all these. So here's just another way to show people, like, here it is in print, you know? Yeah. Senior Yaxon, give us a dad joke. Excuse me. So everybody follow his YouTube channel. He did a video the other day saying he's gonna do more dog photography videos and other stuff. So follow him because he has epic dad jokes. Book ideas are the best. I'm planning to hopefully this year get a good printer to do in-home prints. Ooh, they're so expensive. Yeah. Steve has, which Canon printer does he have? He's the, like, I don't know how big it is. It seems to me like it's as big as that shelf back there. It's not, but it's ginormous. The Canon, is it 100, 1000, something like that? And it has good size. I want to say almost 16 by 20 prints on there. And that's what we do for the rest of our house for prints, is we print our own pictures, and he really loves that. He loves printing. We have a mat cutter that he's gonna get out. So Steve's last day at his, regular job, his corporate job, is done on Friday. I'm so excited, but don't tell him that he's retired. He hates that. So he's not retiring. He's switching careers. So he's gonna do all, for photography-wise, all of the photography stuff. So yeah, Senior accent, I don't remember what kind of printer he has, but it's that big giant Canon one. I wanna say back in the day, it was like $1,000. That's a lot of prints, and he has to calibrate it constantly. So every weekend, he's like, "Oh, yeah, I gotta do a test print now." So it's a lot of upkeep, but he loves having it. Heather, I'm thinking of 25 dogs for initial portfolio. Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. And obviously, there's a lot of ways you could do books. She just talks about blurb, and there's another one, can't remember. So you could use like your regular lab that has albums, like maybe with the thinner pages, things like that. I know a lot of people use an actual printed book to showcase their portfolio. So if you say walk into a grooming salon, and oh, that's the other video I'm doing. I'll have to tell you about that. If you say walk into a grooming salon and you say, "Hey, I'm a local pet photographer. I'd love to put some work up in here. Here's some of my work," and you could show them that book. And so lookbook, I think, is what people used to call it for modeling. So a lot of people love doing that, and I love that idea too, or just to have at your studio or to take to your clients. Very good. Yeah, I think 25 is more than enough, to Heather. If you're doing that before you officially open your studio, I don't think you even need that many, like maybe 10. Just so you know. I don't know if you're waiting to do those modeling sessions before you officially open, but I don't think you need to. Look at me. I'm giving advice that wasn't asked for. Oh, you're a semi-retired couple. Oh, our studio has. Oh gosh, it's a cliffhanger. Ah. Nice. Obviously, I am not at all retired. I have this studio full time. I work with you all part time, and then we have our nature and photography business that's part time. So I've got quite a few things going on. So Steve plans on taking over more of the nature and photography back end things, not the video editing. Really, I don't. I think that'd be too big a learning curve for him. But I'm going to try to put him in charge of the Instagram and maybe newsletters and stuff like that. I'm out of time. So he will be semi-retired from his job at the corporation that he's at. Yeah. Let's see. Love to do a book of all the animals I did photo shoots at the shelter. Oh, that's so sweet. I would love that. You know, it'd be great, Patty, too, with some of the events happening again, like the runs for fun and the dirty dog wash and the galas. Like that would be such a great thing to have at your booth, wouldn't it? You can have like a whole portfolio of, and they can see all this showcase of your work in a book at an event like that. I love that idea so much. Yes. Catherine, hello. Yay. Uh, no website, nor do we use any. Let's see. Our studio has no website. Oh, no kidding. Wow. So you must be really well known in your area? Wow. Okay. Heather, brilliant. 10 sounds much more manageable. Yes. You can have plenty of images from 10 sessions and then just hit the ground running. Yeah, because what happens is like, oh, we need more, we need more. Like you're gonna learn something at every single shoot. Like I told you the other day, I went out there and I was like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? I've never been to this location. And there was just all these challenges. So you're gonna have a new challenge at every single session. There's no way you could do enough sessions to go, now I really know what I'm doing and I can open my doors. It's ongoing learning. So as long as you're comfortable and you know you're going to give them a good selection of images, you're going to be good to go. Yeah. Yeah. So, Carrie, that's crazy that you don't have a studio. I guess if you're semi-retired, like you probably just do onesie twosies and you do a lot of stuff for the shelters, it sounds like. So that's pretty awesome. That's actually a pretty sweet gig. Now I think about it. Maybe in 10 years. Maybe I'll do that in 10 years. I'm not ready yet. Oh, we were talking also about just go ahead and type in your questions at any time. Okay. We've got about 15 minutes left of this broadcast. Um, the there's a grooming salon that used to be part of the shelter I work with. And they recently decided, you know what, let's split. Like the shelter didn't have room for grooming. It wasn't working out as a fundraising thing for them. And then the person who ran the grooming salon said, hey, I'd like to have my own shop. So they just gave her everything and she opened a shop separately. So I take my dog there. This dog. I'm so confused. This dog. So Bay goes there. And the last couple of times I've been there, I was like, you have these ginormous white walls with nothing on them. Can I help you with this? And they're like, oh, okay. So I had a specific meeting with the owner and I told her my ideas and she's like, great. So what we're going to do is on Friday, Frank and I are going to bring the studio setup to the shop, the grooming shop. They're going to be closed. And I have offered to photograph her dogs and the employees' dogs. I think she has maybe 2 or 3 employees. So it's probably going to be, 4 to 6 dogs total, something like that. So I've set aside about 3 hours. And I'm going to bring all different colorful papers. Her logo is a black and white dog. And so there's not really like salon colors or anything. So we're just going to do nice and bright, kind of like this logo here, my new logo. I'm just going to bring some of my really pretty Savage papers and, we're just going to take some really cool pictures of the staff dogs. And then I'm going to process those and I'm going to take a picture of her wall so I can put it in Pro Select and we can plan out the wall. And there's actually 2 walls. So I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do financially because I'm going to do this for her, which I do for a lot of my clients. With the caveat that I will have rack cards in there and they will mention me anytime someone says, oh, these are great pictures. Oh yeah, Monique took those at Silver Paw Studio. Here's her brochure. So it'll probably be like mounted prints 3M'd to the wall, something fairly inexpensive, but really eye-catching still, especially as a grooming salon. There's a lot of activity and hair flying everywhere, right? So no need to put up my really expensive pieces, but she said I could film that. So I plan on taking my video gear to this shoot on Friday as well and sharing that process and talking to you kind of like I just did. Um, so that you can see what I go through to have displays up at local businesses. And I'm doing this, and I would normally offer this at no cost, just so I can get my foot in the door and have a giant display up somewhere. You could charge for it if you wanted to. If they want to flat out buy the pieces, you can negotiate that. It's what you want to do. I really love this groomer. They still do so much work for the shelter, just like I do. I think it's going to be awesome. They have a really great clientele. They're constantly busy. They're not even taking new clients anymore. So this will be a great partnership for me. Carrie, you live in an apartment. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so, huh? Can't have people there. That would be difficult. When I lived in an apartment before this house, they had a really beautiful clubhouse and nobody ever used the conference room. So I'd be like, hey, I'm going to meet some clients today. Can I just use the conference room? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we had a really nice clubhouse there. So that was one way, but yeah, coffee shops and things, right? Oh, yay! I'm so glad you're learning. Carrie, if you have any questions, let me know. I don't think I've done any specific shelter stuff lately. So if there's anything for the shelter photography, let me know. Catherine says, I may be doing photos for a teacher's dog. I'm talking to her tomorrow to talk about dates. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Senior, yay for filming. I know. I love getting a permission for behind the scenes. So Catherine, she had the beautiful black cat photo at the end of one of my most recent videos, and that offer is open to all of you as well. So I talk about this in the Pro Pet Photog email, but if you want to be featured at the end of one of my produced YouTube videos, all you have to do is email me your favorite image and where I can point people to, whether it's your website, your Instagram, whatever. I want to feature you. So send in your photos. I don't remember if I have, I'm not going to have one this week because that's video's already edited, but I want to add your photo. So I've gotten Catherine, Carrie, if you have one, Senior Yaxon, I'd love to have you in there, Heather, whoever wants to, I'll do that. Which camera are you exclusively using and what lens for your tabletop shots? Right now, DG, I am using, it's way over there. Right now I have the Sony A1. That camera right there is a Sony A9 II, which is my backup camera. And I love using my 70-200 2.8 Sony G Master lens. Waiting for the new generation to come out. So that's supposed to be 25% lighter. And if I get that, I will definitely do a video. I need to get the 24-70 lens. And I think I would use that more, but I did not like the last brand I had. So almost exclusively, I'm using my 70-200. And you'll see this Friday's video when I was at the gala, I was using my 17-28 just because group shots. So I don't typically use that very much though. Should be lots of fun. Yes, for a teacher, that'd be wonderful. Hey, Troy, you did the same thing for 3 different businesses. It was not successful. Oh, interesting. So for me, my best ones have been the Upscale Doggy Boutique in Old Town, Fort Collins, which is a very happening place. I've gotten many sessions from them and a big coffee shop. So I have a giant wall full of images at this coffee shop at 2 of their locations. Actually, I need to go put new rack cards, and I've gotten quite a bit of business. I don't get business from the vet hospital. So places where people are stressed and spending already a lot of money on dogs that they're worried about, I don't get any business from there, although I do have images at my vet hospital because, why not? So I think some of it is just picking the right places. And then I make sure I have a placard of my information and my rack card rack on the wall. Yeah. Oh, can I tell you one more trick, Troy? And I haven't done this for a couple of years because of COVID. But what I'm doing too is I'm telling people that you say you see this, you've hired me because you saw my display at the coffee shop and you book a session and finish a session with me, you will get a $20 gift card back to that coffee shop. And as soon as I tell the businesses that I'm doing that, they're like, dang, we didn't expect that. I get free art and you're buying gift certificates for your clients. Yes, sir. And so I'm going to do that for the doggy grooming place too. If you see my display at this grooming facility and you book and complete a session, you will get a gift certificate back to the grooming salon. And so that'll help all those employees say, oh, yeah, go see Monique. You know what I mean? So that's been a couple of the tricks for me. Heather, someone did a pre-groom photo. Oh, wet dog photo and a post-groom photo to showcase the salon. That's yes. Yeah. So I've seen a few groomers do that. And some of them even have like a little table like we have, or it's kind of like a grooming table, right? So they probably have an extra set up in a corner. And some I've seen deck them out for every single like month or holiday or anything. So they'll have like little shamrocks or Easter eggs or whatever. And so every dog that comes in gets at least an after photo. Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. Senior Axon, read that email. So indecisive. All right. Well, now's your chance to figure it out. Troy, I'm sure it was lack of nurturing the account. One was a vet office. Yeah. Yeah. And like, I love my vet office and they love me. And I used to work there. Actually, I worked at that vet office. And I've just, ever since I've left, I've done their headshots and all kinds of things for them. And so one of them was putting up work there, but it's a real hard sell at a vet office. You're right. Yeah. How do we submit our pet photos? Okay. So you can send them to right. It's pretty easy if I can find it. Okay, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay, here. You can just email them to me, Monique@propetphotog.com. Email it to me and say that I have permission to use it. And on, YouTube and socials, obviously not in my portfolio, I wouldn't do that. And then where you want me to point people to, whether it's Instagram or Senior Yaks on your YouTube channel, whatever it is. And so that last 20 seconds called the end screen on YouTube, that's where I'll put it and it'll be really cool. And I'll tell people in the email too that week, hey, and by the way, we're featuring, Catherine this week. Check out her Instagram. So that's how you do that. Just send it to me via email. That's the easiest. Yeah. Catherine, my cat portrait is going to be at the District Night Gallery tonight and tomorrow, and I get to sell it. And the cool thing about that is anyone who sells their art, the money goes back to them. Oh, nice. So it goes to you then, Catherine. Nice. Oh, that'll be so fun. Obviously, you know this. You're young and hip and do all the socials, but get some pictures of you with your art at the gallery too. Yes, the black kitty. Yeah, with the stunning eyes. Nice. You're welcome. Should we watermark our images that you want to use? You can if you want to. They're going to be like this half. I don't know what I'm doing. It'll be like on this half of the screen. I'll be kind of pointing if you remember seeing some of the videos. And I'll actually have a link on the screen and in the description of the video of where to go. But if you want to watermark them, just so that people have that visual, like, oh, okay, I remember that logo. Definitely. It's up to you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good, Catherine. I'll see it on your Instagram. Woohoo. I've been talking a lot. I haven't drank any water. My bad. Okay. What else do we have coming up? I should tell you, I'm working on some changes to the propetphotog.com website, and I'll be announcing that pretty soon. That launched exactly a year ago on my birthday. And so I'm going to change it up a little bit. If there's anything special that you want to see on there, let me know. So just like I have a membership, so that's going to change up a little bit. So I've got some things coming soon. I just have to get through this book project first. I got to get through the book project, initial registrations. What else? What else do I have coming down the road? I just have a million ideas and I'm hoping that you all will like them. I love your feedback. Thank you to anyone who types in the comments. This channel's been going 3 years and it's just a really slow growth. So every time you actually view an entire video, anytime you like it and anytime you comment, helps push it to more people that would be interested in. And it really helps my channel growth as well. So I really appreciate all of you are like my big giant cheerleaders with the really shimmery pom-poms. And I appreciate you so much. So everything, even just watching a video all the way through at normal speed really helps, really definitely helps. And tapping the like button. And actually you could tap like button on the live streams too. So I appreciate all of you helping this channel reach a wider audience as well. You're welcome, Heather. Yay. Yay. Oh gosh, we're at the last couple of minutes. So if you have any last minute questions you want to sneak in there, now's the time. But I want to get my banner ready because we're all going to say the outro together, right? Right. Oh, Troy, hi. How do you encourage people to actually give reviews? I've never had an unhappy client, but it's so hard to get them to do it. Oh gosh, the problem is, Troy, I've fallen off the wagon with that one. What I would do is part of my email sequence. And so after I delivered their order, I would send them one last email saying, "Hey, I'm so glad you were really happy and excited for your photos. I would love to get a review on Google or Facebook. Here's a direct link." So I would try to send them a direct link for that. And I think I also gave them the option of like just sending me one and I can put it on my website. So there's that too. And I've gotten a few, but yeah, I'm a little bit behind in that. And excuse me, you can also do that just after the session instead of waiting for the sale to happen. I know at my vet office, they have a QR code on the wall. If we would love a review, here's the QR code directly to the review page. So that's something too. What I used to do too was after the session, I would give a referral card to them to say, "Hey, if since we really love this, give this $50 off to a friend that would also like it." And I would sign it from that client. You know, the Smith family just loved their session with Silver Paw Studio. I think you would really love a session too. Here's $50 off. And I would give them two of those. And then that at that time too, I would say, "Hey, why don't you, could you do a review? I'd really appreciate it. It helps out a lot." So there's a couple of ways to go about that. Yeah. Yeah. That reminds me. I really got to start doing that again. Thanks for the reminder, Troy. You're welcome, Patty. Okay, is everyone still here? Because we have to do the outro together. My outro together. So great to see you. We will do this again at the end of April, to be sure. Excited to see all you again. I want to see you in that Facebook group and all month long. I do watch your Instagram pages and like all of your work. So it's a great community. It's so awesome. You're the best. You're the best. Heart. Do people still do that? I hear now they kind of do this, which kind of makes a heart. Am I doing that right? Do we have any Gen Zs that can tell me? Anyways, at this point, we're gonna do our outro. Everybody ready? You ready? You ready? Okay. As always, I wish you many whoops, purrs, and TREATSs. All right, everyone. Super good to see you. And we'll see you next month. Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.